Welcome to the Progressive Cycle Coaching explanation on the hour of power training session. By the end of the session, you would have trained your lactate threshold and FTP and increased your sprint power all at the same time. This mimics high intensity riding, as you would find in road racing, criteriums, and in some areas on a time trial. You need to do your normal warm-up, which would be ride gently in a low section of zone 1 for your heart rate zone, or endurance power zone, less than 68% FTP. And then over a period of time, what you want to do is to ramp up to threshold power, or zone 4 for heart rate, by starting at zone 2 for your heart rate, then moving to zone 3, and then zone 4. Power-wise, you would start off in endurance, move up to tempo, and then up to threshold, moving towards 80 to 100% of FTP. So you're making yourself work it a little bit harder and getting your body used to the type of effort that you're going to do in the main part of the session. So onto that main part of the session. What I'd like you to do is to ride for a set period of time, as explained on your program, and you're going to ride at zone 4 for your heart rate, or at FTP if you're training with power. Then every 2 minutes, you're going to do a 10-second out of the saddle sprint. That would be using your anaerobic or neuromuscular power settings for power, or as hard as you would sprint, as hard as you can sprint if you're using heart rate. There will be a time lag with the heart rate, as heart rate lags behind the amount of power that you put out. So don't be too concerned if you can't get to the top of zone 6 or into zone 6. So you continue doing that, sprinting for 10 seconds every 2 minutes until you hit the maximum time for your individual interval. Then you take a break, 5 minutes plus, again riding at endurance zone, less than 68% FTP, or zones 1 and zone 2 for your heart rate. And then you would repeat the block again. So you would go for, let's say as an example, 20 minutes. Every 2 minutes you would put a 10-second sprint in. And for the majority of those 20 minutes, you're working at heart rate zone 4 or you're working at FTP. Then at the end of the session, you would complete the time allocated for the whole session in zones 1 or zones 2 for heart rate, or endurance zone for your power training, and then move into the cool down at the end for the last 10-15 minutes in the recovery heart rate zone or in the recovery zone if you're using power.